Hello and welcome. Today we have Tanya with us. Tanya, congratulations for clearing your UGC NET exam in 2019. How do you feel about such
Thank
an
you.
achievement?
It feels great. I actually feel wonderful about it because it gives a sense of achievement that finally your hard work and efforts had paid you off. So, yeah, it's a good feeling.
Um, Tanya,
Thank
also I
you.
would like to know what motivated you to give the UGC NET exam.
Um, See, I was working. So, I was not satisfied where I was. I wanted to achieve something. So, one thing was clear in my mind while I was in the industry that I wanted to do PhD, but I don't know how to do it. So I started research and find it out that there is this thing called NET exam, and for this, when you qualify this exam, you also qualify for JRF, and you can give as a, you can say, lecturership. You can apply, or you can also go for the PSU's HR officer's position. So I was quite attracted towards that particular the aspect it will give to your career. So this motivated me to leave my job and start preparing for my NET exam.
Did you see any change in the number of opportunities after you cleared your UGC NET exam?
Yes, like the minimum eligibility criteria for assistant professor in any university, whether it is deemed or private or even government, like state or central, they ask for NET. So when I was not NET qualified, and when I used to look at the advertisement, and I really find it so intimidating that okay, you have to be NET qualified, otherwise no door will open for you. So yeah, it opened for me, and like right now I am working in the Lucknow University as an guest faculty as a subject expert. I'm teaching over there the management students. I also teaches undergraduate students like PBA, MBA, HR, specialization. So that I feel that yeah, it actually opened some doors for me.
Do you have any tips, Tanya, that you would like to share to the students who are going to be sitting for the exam in the upcoming years?
See, when January 2019, the entire syllabus and pattern was changed. So I gave my first attempt. I didn't qualify in June 19. Then I again gave my second attempt and I qualified. So what I felt that earlier the pattern was like paper 2 and paper 3, and paper 3 were subjective, and the questions in the objective type were direct. Okay, they used to give the keywords and you just have to tick mark. But nowadays the pattern is changing slightly. They are focusing more towards you can say kind of a general affairs or general knowledge questions. What I felt, and it also came in my exam also, that 5 to 6 question in paper 1, it was from the current affairs, or you can say general awareness. Like the unit in paper 1, like these topics are not static. They can ask you the question even something had happened in the recent if the exam is conducted in December, so they ask the event which actually took place in October or November. So you have to see the pattern now, because the UGC is also going in the UPSC way. They are checking your concept and not the keyword. So you have to be on your own, get a deep understanding, also get with the static general awareness and general knowledge. Also be update with the current happenings or whatever is going on, like the schemes which are launching by the government, and various you can say projects and MOUs signed by the uh, international world and everything. So you have to be updated with that.
So, is there anything that you would like to tell the students to specifically avoid while preparing for such an exam?
Okay, I will tell from my own experience. So, see, you should trust your own notes first of all. Okay, so the study material, which I think Human Peritas actually gave a concise and the whole consolidated material in one single booklet, you can say. And if you have gone through twice and thrice, so you don't have to refer 5 to 6 book for the same topic. Like I gave in HR and labor welfare, so I didn't went for 2 to 3 books for the organization behavior, or you can say HRM. I only went through the same material again and again. So what you can do, you can make your own notes. Okay, see, everybody have different capacity to retain few things. Okay, you can understand the concept, other you have to just mug it up, like the dates and the year, you have to mug it up, right? So what you can do, you can write it down in your own words, make a notes of it, and just go through it with daily or alternate days. That will give you an edge over others. And whatever the material you have prepared, just trust that. And also go through the question bank. So that will give you the strategy, smart work strategy, that what are the patterns of the question, and according to the pattern you will study. Just revise it for, I will suggest just revise like 3 to 4 times before going for the main exam. That will be my suggestion, with the same study material. I think you should be self-motivated enough. So what I used to do, I put quotes in front of me when I'm studying in front of my study table. They remind me that you can do it, it is not tough. So that motivates you. You should have some intrinsic internal motivation, that why you are doing this, why you are determined to do this. That consistency should be there, I would say. So even if all days are not same, right? Even in the lockdown, we face such a unprecedented time. Every day is not same, but that determination and consistency should be there. That just make it a habit that you have to study, even if for single 1 hour, you should give a time to your studies. That will give you more confidence day by day, and you will have that self-belief that you can do it. So that will be, self-motivation should be there.
Well, Tanya, those were some useful and insightful words by you. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with so many students out there. Again, I would say congratulations for clearing your UGC NET exam, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be with Human Predators, and thank you for having me here.